So, hello guys, and welcome back to another live stream video in our channel. So, I've really had a problem with my laptop, so I've been unable to actually create a video. I've actually sourced everything for the video, but my laptop is has crashed, so I'm not able to actually do videos as usual. But I'm looking forward to actually getting it fixed as soon as possible, or probably procuring a new laptop. So I want to give my views on the game between Bournemouth and Chelsea and what I actually observed tactically in that game. So that game actually coincided with the debut for Jadon Sancho, who has been a very integral player, especially in the second half. And also, that game was very, very instrumental for Chelsea, as Chelsea actually managed to move from the bottom half of the table to the top half. And Chelsea are looking to have 7 points, which I believe those points are very, very crucial when it comes to where Chelsea want to be and what Chelsea actually want to do. So, looking at that system of play and how Chelsea managed to play, we can now understand how Enzo Maresca wants his team to actually play. And when you look at the way Chelsea wants to play, you'll realize that Chelsea's unique play in that game against Bournemouth is that Chelsea were actually finding themselves in problematic situations that actually saw the team find themselves in areas where the team could actually lose. I believe in the first half, Bournemouth were very, very strong. They had better chances. They had more touches in front of goal, and they had overall they had the best performance when it comes to playing and facing a big club. Now, the thing that fascinated me a lot was the lineup. And prior to the game, I had given my lineup to be a 4-1-4-1 lineup, but there were changes. Renato Vega came into the team. Dewsbury Hall was not available. And even though we had those changes in the team, we also had some adjustments with how the team looked to play. So first of all, the thing that I noticed was the position of the centre backs in possession. Now, what we realized is that when the team was building from the back, and we saw Colwell playing as the left-sided centre back, Fofana in the middle, and Disasi down the right, which I believe is not a good system of play that Chelsea should actually adopt. In my opinion, I believe that Chelsea should actually focus on playing with either Colwell as the central centre back or Tosin as the central centre back. When you anticipate to play Fofana there, you're actually limiting Fofana's strength and his ability to actually play, because Fofana is a centre back who wants to carry the ball into space. He's a centre back who wants to play the balls into the channel. But if you position him to play as a central centre back, then whatever you are doing is that you are limiting his overall skill set, you are limiting his overall performance in the game. And because of those kinds of instances, what we realized in that game is that now Chelsea had a lot of problems, because when you look at the overall structure of the team, first of all, we looked at problems resulting from the lineup itself. And that lineup problem was the inclusion of Disasi. Now, I've been against using Disasi as a right back. Disasi is very slow. He's very clumsy on the ball, and he's also not quite press resistant. And we saw it throughout the game. Bournemouth really looked to attack Chelsea down the right, and this was because they understood the weakness that Disasi actually posed playing there. Another thing that I also realized is that the midfield combination of Viega and Caicedo did not play quite well. And this really affected the overall performance of the team, in that now we realize that the team struggled when they looked to play through the middle. The team really struggled. I'm trying to get the tactical board ready. I want to do the tactical analysis and explain to you what really happened and why Chelsea were unable to actually break down and beat this team. Now, another thing that we saw in this game was the the position of Pedro Neto and how Pedro Neto managed to be out of the team earlier on, and also Noni Madueke. And I've realized that the Noni Madueke that we saw last season has started to come back. We are seeing a player who's becoming selfish with the ball. He's a player who got the hype of scoring a hat-trick, and now he's even trying to score goals at the expense of the team winning. There's a time when Cole Palmer was actually in a better position to score a goal, but rather than Noni Madueke to pass the ball to Palmer, he will immediately look to try and take a shot, and that was really, really bad. And we saw the inclusion of Joao Felix into the team, though I believe that when he came on, he did not perform as we expected him to perform as a team. However, we also noticed some few adjustments that Enzo Maresca had to make. For example, the midfield balance between Viega and Caicedo was really, really struggling. And we saw the position that Marc Cucurella was playing was different from the position that he usually looks to play. And that position is playing as at the left half space, looking to play as a left half space player, the position that Enzo Fernandez occupies. And once Chelsea lose the ball, he will move into that left back position. So if it's not Sanchez, is this Vince from Twitter? No. This is not Vince. So we really saw what we really missed when we did not have Fernandez in the lineup. There was a lot of tactical misunderstanding from the team. There was a lot of naivety from the team. There was a lot of lack of control in the game. And this further exemplifies how Enzo Fernandez is very important, because Fernandez knows how to keep the ball. Fernandez knows when to drop deep and look to create those passing channels. And so when Chelsea lacked to have Fernandez in the team, it created a problem. We also noticed how important Jadon Pedro Neto's position is on the team. And Neto being a left footer, when you play him down the left, his natural inclination is always to shift the ball out wide. And once he shifts the ball out wide, he really needs a player who's able to make those underlapping passes in those left half space regions. But when you have Cucurella playing in that position, then you do not have a player who's right-footed in that role. This really created a tactical imbalance in the team, making the team not to be quite assured as it's supposed to be. And this really affected the overall performance of the team. I'm receiving a question here. Yes. If shot would amount to goal, it would have changed the game. Yes, but you know that Robert Sanchez really was not really involved, was the one who actually created that penalty debacle for the team. And if Robert Sanchez was much keen from that system of play, you will realize that maybe we would have not found ourselves in that position. But I cannot blame him, because at least he went back and rectified his mistake. But we can really understand the team that the game is just after an international break. And after an international break, you don't necessarily expect the team to play at its level best. So there was chances where the team would perform poorly. There was reasons why the team would fall off from where they were. But overall, we can say that at least the team looked to play better. I also have questions with the Disasi, because now it is looking like we have to decide what are we going to do with a player like Disasi, because Disasi looks to be out of favor from the team, because even when he came on, you could see how he did not perform well, how he created his tactical systems in the team were not quite the best, and this really his overall gameplay affected the team. Another thing that we need to talk about is the inclusion of Jadon Sancho. And Jadon Sancho's inclusion was very, very key, because one thing that we noticed with Jadon Sancho is that once he was included into the team, he gave the team a different dynamic from how the team played. Remember, Pedro Neto being a left footer will just hug the ball towards the touchline. But when we had Sancho in the team, we noticed that Sancho was not necessarily looking to hug the touchline and play out wide, but rather he would receive the ball from the touchline with his right foot and look to either cut in to play the ball to Cucurella, who was making advanced runs, or play the ball to Nkunku. But as I'll be working on my tactical video once my laptop is fixed, I will most likely delve into that. But overall, I wanted to talk about how the team played and how I anticipated the team to play. So the game really expressed the importance of Enzo Fernandez in the team. We realized how we really missed Malo Gusto because we did not have a strong right back. And if probably we were supposed to play the way we played, then I would prefer if Chelsea actually played with 4 centre backs by playing Fofana at right back, Tosin at right centre back, Colwell at left centre back, and Viega at left back. Then you play Cucurella and Caicedo in midfield. I think that would have been a much better balance because also Cucurella is better at playing as an inverted fullback. But in an occasion where you're not playing Cucurella in that position, then it's actually giving a lot of tactical problems for the team. I also noticed in the game that there was a lot of yellow cards. And this further emphasizes the beef that this guy really has with Chelsea. The yellow cards that were being dished out were just unbelievable. A slight touch, yellow card, a slight this, yellow card. So I think this thing needs to be looked at, especially with Anthony Taylor managing Chelsea's game, because now it has become a routine whenever he coaches Chelsea. This is something that Thomas Tuchel said. This is something that Thiago Silva has said. This is something that Azpilicueta has said. So it is something that is actually creating a sort of trauma for players, because whenever they play with him on the pitch, it is just unfair favors. You don't expect penalties to be given. You do not expect when the opponent is playing rough at Chelsea. So I do not know what PGMOL is actually going to do with regards to the Anthony Taylor situation. So overall, it was a great debut for Jadon Sancho. He's a player who looks very promising. He's a player who's adventurous. He's a player who takes the initiative with the ball. And he's a player, when he's playing at his full strength, can be a very huge asset for Chelsea in the long run. Now, another thing that we've also noticed in this game is the position of Nicholas Jackson is on jeopardy, because now we can see Christopher Nkunku came into the team, established his style, stamped his authority there, and this is actually creating a lot of problems for Nicholas Jackson, because Jackson really missed a lot of chances that were created by Sancho, missed a lot of chances that was created by Palmer. But when we look at how Chelsea is actually going to play with Nkunku in the team, he's a player who's a great finisher than Jackson, but now the problem with him is that we don't know about his overall output in the game. We don't know if he'll be able to give Chelsea what Chelsea need in that striker position when it comes to physicality, when it comes to pressing, because Nkunku has looked quite lethargic with the press. But because we are playing easy fixtures, I believe that it is better if we try him out in that number 9 position. We have Palmer playing in behind of him. Then we have Sancho down the left, Madueke down the right, or Pedro Neto can also come and start down the right, because I believe Pedro Neto is actually a better player than Madueke. And Pedro Neto playing down the right, he will be cutting in with his stronger right foot, so he's more likely to be much more influential to the team when he's actually looking to cut in from those positions. So that is my overall understanding of the game that happened, that was played on Sunday, and I'll be looking forward to actually do that analysis. My issue is my laptop, and I'm looking to try and fix it up. I tried yesterday to make these videos. I already sourced the edits. Everything was ready, but my laptop has just crashed, and I'm unable to actually create videos. But once I'll be able to create that, I will do that, and I will do a preview on the Conference League game, and hopefully before the next international break, we can be able to rack up the extra 12 points. Remember, Chelsea has other 4 games before the international break. We'll play Brentford, we'll play West Ham, and we will play, is it Nottingham Forest or what? There's a team that we are playing at home also. So at least we should ensure that we rack up those 12 points so that we can have at least 19 points heading into the international break. Then when we come over for the Christmas break, maybe we can get 40 points and then aim for another 40 points in the second leg, and that will be enough points to have us comfortable in the top 4. So do you have any questions with regards to whatever is happening? And yeah, I'm really looking. I'm really trying to get my things sorted out so that I can bring you back the content the way it normally is. But please bear with me now as I'm trying to work on my hardware problems. So thank you very much for staying with us and listening to this brief analysis, and see you again in our next video. Thank you.